There are places in this world nobody really knows about. Station 9 is one of them. It's not on most maps. Just a solitary lighthouse on some black rocks, hours away from anything else. Arthur ended up there about 14 months ago. He didn't take the job because he wanted to. He took it because nobody else would. The pay's not great, and the work isn't exactly hard, but something about this place makes people leave. Arthur didn't know that yet when he arrived. All he knew was he had a job: keep the light burning, keep ships from hitting the rocks. Simple stuff. The routine never changes. Arthur wakes up early, checks if the light's still working, and watches it through the day. When night comes, he makes sure it's burning bright. Then he tries to sleep, if the wind lets him. He climbs the spiral stairs, his boots echoing on the metal steps. The walls are old, water drips somewhere. It's cold. 14 months of the same thing. Some people would go crazy. Arthur just accepted it. This was his life now. But tonight was going to be different. He didn't know it yet, but the storm coming in wasn't just a storm. It was going to change everything. Arthur had seen storms before. The tower's old, but it's solid. It's made it through worse. But this one felt different. The whole thing felt wrong. Even the ocean sounded angry in a way he'd never heard before. The keeper before Arthur lasted 3 years, the one before him, 5. Before that, people would quit after just a few months. Nobody stays at Station 9 long. Arthur used to wonder why that was. The storm gets louder outside. Rain sounds like rocks hitting the windows. He was about to find out. He sits at his small table, restless. The storm's loud outside. He can't focus. He reaches under his bed and pulls out an old wooden box. He's never opened it. A storage box. The lock broke during the storm. When Arthur opened it, he found a logbook. It belonged to the keeper before him. Not the official record. Something personal. Something he didn't want people knowing about. Arthur started reading, and the more he read, the more he realized he'd been living a lie. The handwriting starts neat, professional. Then it gets messy, scratched out words, like the person writing was losing their mind. Arthur reads the entries, his voice quiet, steady, but something is terribly wrong. March 14th, I know the truth now. The other keepers knew it too. That's why they all left. This light isn't here to protect ships. It's here to keep something down. Keep it below the water. He turns the page. The entries get darker. I hear it sometimes. Moving down there in the deep. Something big. Something that shouldn't be. The light is all that's stopping it from coming up. The final entry. The handwriting shaking badly. If this light ever goes out, God help us all. God help. Whatever is underneath. Arthur sets the book down. His hands are shaking. He just sits there in the candlelight. So, the light wasn't a warning to ships. It was a cage. And everything below the rocks, everything in the deep water, was trapped behind it, waiting. Now Arthur understood why the other keepers left. Not because of the loneliness. Not because of the work. Because once you know what the light is really doing, you can't unknow it. The question becomes real then. Do you stay and keep the light burning? Keep whatever's down there locked away? Or do you run like everyone else? Arthur was about to have to choose. And he didn't have much time. There's a sudden crack. The bulb explodes, a shower of bright sparks. The whole lamp room shakes, and the light stops rotating. The room goes dark, lit only by flashes of lightning. The bulb blew out. Maybe it was old. Maybe the storm did something to it. It doesn't matter. The light was gone. And that's when he heard it. It started at the bottom of the tower. Wet sounds, dragging, then footsteps, climbing, coming up the spiral stairs. Arthur knew what was happening. The cage was open, the light was out, and whatever had been waiting down there was finally coming up. He'd read about it in the logbook, heard the warning. But hearing it was different, knowing it's real, knowing it's in your tower, climbing toward you. That's when it becomes real. Arthur had maybe minutes, maybe less. Arthur comes down from the lamp room, a candle in one hand, a wrench in the other. Not because it would help, just because it was something to hold. The stairs below him are still empty, but the sound is getting louder, closer. Then we see it, just for a second, a shape, massive, taking up the whole stairwell. We don't see it clearly, just enough to know it's big, too big to fit, too wrong to be anything natural. Arthur and whatever lived below the rocks. They faced each other in the dark tower, separated by distance, separated by light that wasn't burning anymore. The creature makes a sound, deep, ancient, like the ocean itself was angry. The previous keeper was right, the light kept it down. And now, the light was off. Arthur turns and climbs back up, fast now. The footsteps below follow him, getting faster. He reaches the lamp room. He wasn't thinking about leaving anymore. Wasn't thinking about escape. He was thinking about the lighthouse. He works, hands moving through the equipment, finding the backup bulb, the wiring. His fingers are shaking, but they work. The creature is almost at the lamp room. We hear it breathing, right below him. Arthur connects the last wire. He flips the switch. The light explodes back on, blinding white. The lens starts rotating again, steady, bright, pushing everything back down. The creature screams, a sound that echoes through the entire tower. Then it retreats, back down, back to the deep. Days later, the storm is gone. The ocean is gray and calm. A supply boat comes to the rocks. A young officer climbs up with supplies. Signal said the light went out for a bit. Everything okay? Arthur just looks at him. Bulb burned out. Fixed it. The officer nods. Station 8 is looking for a keeper. Closer to the mainland. Better pay. You interested? Arthur doesn't answer right away. He looks at the lighthouse, then at the ocean. No, I'm staying. Arthur stayed. Because someone had to. Because the light needs keeping. And because now he understood what the job really was. Not protecting ships. Protecting everything above the surface from what waits below. There are places nobody knows about. Station 9 is one of them. And Arthur is the keeper now. The real keeper. Not just of a light, but of something much darker, much older. The light never stops. The keeper never leaves. And the thing below never stops waiting.